Hello, I'm Coach Natalie, and welcome to another episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies. Today we're going to be working on two things. One is a defense against the standing guillotine, and then we're going to finish this with the Flue Choke, and you'll see one goes right into the other. So let's check it out. So, most of the moves, if you've been following this series, assumes that your partner is on the ground. A lot of self-defense situations are going to assume that your attacker is actually going to be standing. So, first thing we're going to do is stand up with our dummy. Because they're going to be looping their arm around your head, what we call the guillotine, I've already attached Sally's hand to her hip. Obviously, if you're doing this with a real partner, just, have them put their hand around your head. So the first thing we're going to assume is that they have you in what we call a standing headlock position, something like this. What they're going to be doing is taking this hand and trying to choke you. The very first thing you're going to want to do is secure this hand. You're going to grab their wrist, and then you're going to really tuck your elbow in close to your body. If it's a fight between their arm and your arm, especially if they're bigger, you really need to secure this arm. So, grab the wrist, tuck in the elbow. With your other hand, you're going to put it over the opposite shoulder, like this. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to cut the corner so that you're at 90 degrees from them, something like this. Now, I'm going to bend my knee and push them over my leg on this side. Bend my knee, take the side of my head, and push them over to the side of to the floor. Now, we'll assume that this person still has their arm around your head. They think that's still a good position, and that's fine. What we actually want to do is actually secure this arm around your head so that they can't get rid of it. I'm going to do it in this direction, then I'll turn around and show you from the other direction. So, what I'm going to be doing is securing this arm, trapping it, and then putting my shoulder right on their neck. The last thing is I'm going to be on my active toes. That means I'm going to be on my toes pushing forward until they tap, or in this case, hopefully they fall asleep. If I do it like this, again, my head is trapped, and they think that's great. Like I said, I'm going to secure this arm like this. This other hand, which was over their shoulder, is going to be underhooking their head. I'm going to finish it with a gable grip. Both of my hands in a gable grip. Last thing I'm going to do, dip my shoulder onto their neck and push forward. We'll see the whole move again. We'll assume we're in a position where you're walking down the street, someone attacks you and sticks you into a headlock. First thing you're gonna do, secure this wrist. Put your elbow in, overhook their neck. Now, cut to the corner, bend your knee, push them backwards. Secure this hand, gable grip, dip your shoulder into their neck, and now, it's pretty simple. I've already pointed to some of the possible mistakes you might make. The first thing would be to failure to secure that first choking hand. Whenever you're in jiu-jitsu or a self-defense situation, if someone puts their arms around your neck, that's the most important thing. If you get choked out, if you become unconscious, there's no way that you can defend yourself. So as soon as you feel that they are putting their arms around your neck, you really want to secure that hand. Ideally, a 2-on-1, but in this case, you just have that one. So you really need to magnify your leverage. Grab that wrist and tuck that elbow into your rib. The next thing would be when we're cutting the corner. As remember, tuck that wrist, overhook the shoulder, and you're cutting the corner. Now, you do not want to have your leg straight, because when you're pushing them over your leg, if they're really heavy, they can hyperextend your leg. So really, always make sure that this knee is bent, then trip them. And then the last thing would be when we are, and I won't put my head in here so I can talk to you better. When I am doing this, I am not trying to smash the side of their face with my shoulder. We do have a move called the shoulder of justice, or cross face. That's a very painful move, but it's not going to put them to sleep. What you really want to do, especially if in a self-defense situation, is you really want to shrug this shoulder right into their neck. So again, secure this arm, trap it. This has already been over their shoulder, so now you're just reaching through and gable gripping. And now you're going to be shrugging the shoulder right into their neck. At the same time, you're on your toes, pushing forward. So, we'll do the whole move one more time. And that is the defense against the standing guillotine and the Flue Choke. Now, if you'd like to see the Flue Choke in action, you watch the UFC. There's a man named Ovince St. Preux, and he has finished 5 of his opponents with the Flue Choke, which I think is some kind of record. In any case, it's a wonderful move, doesn't require you to be in a gi or no gi. Please follow me. I'm on the Natalie Jiu Jitsu page. And thank you again for joining me for another episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies.